Marvel or DC? Who you got? Subscribe to the channel and comment down below saying I subscribed to enter this month's shoutout giveaway. Today we're going to compare 10 of Marvel and DC's strongest characters by category, compare their feats, and then choose a definitive winner. Since most of these characters have decades of continuity behind them, we'll compare the modern versions of our combatants, with the express intent of excluding as much excess continuity as possible. With all that out of the way, let's get ready to rumble!
I don't know how to lose.
You'll learn.
Black Widow versus Black Canary. Black Canary and Black Widow have extremely different backgrounds. While one follows on from the family legacy, the other was brought up in the Red Room and taught to be a dangerous assassin from an early age. Both of them are at their best when working in teams. They are often the most significant game changer within a team, whether it was Widow's work with the Avengers or Hawkeye, or Canary's time with the Birds of Prey and Green Arrow. Black Widow's stingers can't compete against the Canary cry though, even if Natasha is a more gifted fighter.
I need your help. I got this. You got this? You sure about that?
Spider-Man versus Dr. Manhattan. Both Spider-Man and Dr. Manhattan are scientists first and foremost, and they have also experienced significant mutations in their DNA. While one got bitten by a radioactive spider, the other was transformed into some kind of god. While it's easy to see which one is more powerful in this situation, it's also important to note how resilient Peter Parker actually is. Despite the insurmountable odds, the underdog somehow always manages to triumph. Manhattan does have the power advantage though.
Happy! Say something, please! Let me know you're alive!
I'm here.
Oh, Happy, thank God!
Ant-Man versus Atom. It's easy to see how this matchup came about. Both Ant-Man and the Atom utilize shrinking technology in order to go about their superhero business. Both have also been known to grow before, and have even journeyed into subatomic realms. The version of Ant-Man and Atom that we're pitching against one another is key though. It makes sense to put Ray Palmer against Henry Pym as the two originals. Both were intelligent enough to create their own formulas, but extra points go to Ant-Man for helping to create his own partner's suit, and for finding a way to communicate with ants. The Hulk versus Atrocitus. We have two rage-filled warriors facing off against each other in this Marvel vs. DC battle. We imagine Atrocitus would try to burn the Hulk and restrain him with red constructs. Things might be even for a time until the Jolly Green enters his Worldbreaker state. Atrocitus wouldn't have the means to put the Hulk down for good, whereas the Hulk would only need to remove Atrocitus' ring, which has replaced his heart and keeps him alive. Though it's a tough decision to make, we give this win to the Hulk.
I'm not Asgardian. We have the Hulk.
Thor versus Wonder Woman. Despite their roots in the pulp science fiction genre, comic books have become increasingly mystical over the years, hence the inclusion of mythological creatures like Odin, Zeus, and Ra both in the Marvel and DC universes. We'll be comparing the child of two Skyfather deities for this Marvel vs. DC battle, Thor Odinson and Diana of Themyscira. Similar to their depictions on the big screen, both Thor and Diana are impossibly strong, with both superheroes taking on the Hulk and Superman respectively. Anytime that stories glimpse into the future, we see that Thor and Diana's powers eclipse their parents, allowing them to protect their universes with ease. But even in their modern forms, Thor still trounced Galactus, and Wonder Woman still toppled Darkseid. The Marvel vs. DC battle is almost too close to call, but there's one last factor to consider: weaponry. Mjolnir outclasses any weapon that Wonder Woman owns, including her bracelets of submission or her lasso of truth. It'd be a hard-fought victory, but Thor would claim it in the end.
It's not possible.
Quicksilver versus the Flash. There are two types of speedsters in comic books: the quick and the dead. Ouch. This Marvel vs. DC battle pits Wally West against Petro Maximoff, the fastest man alive from both of their respective realms. Officially ranked as DC's fastest character, Wally West can exceed scientific limitations by channeling the Speed Force. Once in dire straits, Wally outran the Black Racer, one of DC's personifications of death, by running to the end of time and back. In comparison, Quicksilver has disarmed bombs in nanoseconds and is too fast for most telepaths to control. Petro can also perform many of the same feats that the average speedster can, including vibrating molecules and reacting to things faster than the eye can comprehend. Unfortunately for Quicksilver, all of that pales in comparison to Wally's picosecond feats. For context, a picosecond is 1/trillionth of an average second. In that time, Wally's dismantled guns scanned the large areas and created weapons out of the Speed Force. Wally takes this Marvel DC fight with ease, though we're confident that Barry Allen could also match out Quicksilver as well. Black Panther versus Aquaman. Unfortunately for T'Challa, Arthur Curry is more than just a man. He is a king of Atlantis and the wielder of Poseidon's trident. If this Marvel vs. DC battle escalated into a full-blown war, we're sad to report that the armies of Atlantis would wash out Wakanda's defenses. In a one-on-one fight, Black Panther can't match Aquaman. He's broken Yellow Lantern constructs and lifted city streets with his raw strength. Aquaman's also insanely fast, once catching Barry Allen off guard. Iron Man vs. Batman.
You throw another moon at me, and I'm gonna lose it.
We have to give this Marvel vs. DC battle to Tony Stark. His Iron Man suits outclass just about all of Batman's inventions by a mile. Think about this. Tony's taken out rage monsters, maniacal robots, and gods with his Iron Man suits. We're sure he could handle anything that Batman could throw at him. Now, this is the part where someone says that bats could beat anyone with enough prep time. That person probably isn't wrong, but we'd have to argue that the same goes for Tony, made evident in the Fear Itself storyline. Doctor Strange vs. Zatanna. So in this Marvel vs. DC battle, we've got a sorcerer that uses hand gestures to cast spells and another that needs to speak backward. As tough and as close as this matchup is, we have to give the victory to Doctor Strange. He's the freaking Sorcerer Supreme. The man fights demonic entities and evil gods daily. And if the War of Spheres is still canon, Strange once participated in a 5,000-year-long war, then returned relatively unscathed.
Oh, you got his sling ring. I mean, they can't escape, right?
Captain Marvel vs. Superman. Perhaps out of all the other Marvel vs. DC matchups in this article, this one would be the most intense. Superman and Captain Marvel's power levels are very similar, and both of them don't know the meaning of the word surrender. Ultimately, we'd have to say that Superman would prevail in the long run. Clark's fought the likes of Captain Atom, Imperex, and the World Forger. With time, however, Carol's feats may one day match Superman's. Should a rematch occur, we don't think the multiverse could handle it. Conclusion. More of Marvel's characters have won in more categories, but DC's victors far outshine their competition. No one from the Marvel Universe or the DC Universe compares to Superman, whereas Iron Man and Hawkeye just barely edge out their rivals. Still, we'd say that Marvel has stronger characters for now. That's the caveat, however. Times change. DC could reinvent Batman one day and make him a closer rival to Iron Man. Captain Marvel's power could continue to grow until she outclasses Superman. The world of comics is always in flux. Today's victors could be tomorrow's losers, and vice versa. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.